Welcome once again, basketball fans, to Pollard Gymnasium for tonight's game between the Speedway Sparkplugs and the visiting Western Boone Stars. I'm joined here again pre-game with Coach Charles Bennett. Coach, before we talk a little bit about the last game with Lebanon and the game tonight with Western Boone, I always go back and when I coached and looked at my schedules to see what I did the year before, especially when we get this late in the year. Talk a little bit about the end of the year practice schedule. 2 weeks from tomorrow night is your final game already.
Yeah, well, I was remarking with you, we only have 12 practices left. Keep track. We can get 65 in before sectional, and then depending on the draw, how it'll work out. But right now what we're doing is we got a pretty good routine going where we get in, do about a half-hour fundamental work, and then we do a half-hour game planning, and then we spend another 10 minutes at the end shooting free throws and doing a shooting drill. And, we're out by 5 o'clock every day. Start at 3:37. So we're in and out, go hard. At this time of the year, we're trying to save legs a little bit, especially like this week. We play back-to-back tonight. Next week, though, kids are pretty much dialed into what needs to be done. We can get in, and we're fortunate that our kids work as hard as they do. We're also now, too, where we're doing power hour. So we had our first power hour last night with our first and second graders, year number 20 for that. We've got it on Saturday and then again Monday when we're off school. So we work, even that counts a little bit of practice for the kids too. So just trying to keep it lively. Like I said, we can always do fundamental work because we always want to lower our turnovers. Can't ever get too much shooting in at this time of the year. And just preparing for the way we want to focus on sectional play.
Sure. Well, let's go back to last Saturday afternoon, actually, when we played the Lebanon Tigers. I thought it was a game that your team showed a lot of grit. I think we were only down 4 points at halftime against a very good Lebanon team. Rather than specifically talking about the game, what was it after the game that when you went forward to your next practice, these are the things that we need to work on based from that game?
With that game, it was our third quarter was, we went back and watched the film and processed it all. We only scored 6 points that quarter, but that was partly because we had 6 turnovers. So again, getting refocused on just not turning the ball over. And our team is such, and we've talked to our kids all year long, we just can't give up empty possessions. And that goes not only on offense, but then on defense some too. Now, they shot the ball really well, but when we went back and looked, it was that third quarter stretch where we only scored 6. They kind of extended their lead a little bit to 12, and then I think they ended up winning by 19 or 18, but that was because we fouled a little bit at the end. But just from that, it's okay. We're continuing to try to put a full game together. When we have that chance to be down by 4 to a very good team at halftime, let's take advantage of it in the second half.
Sure, I know you've mentioned before on other broadcasts through the years that basketball is a game of runs, and certainly last Saturday afternoon was one of those games.
Yes.
Well, you got really a hot Western Boone team coming in. They got a little bit late start this year because of their football program, and they've kind of backloaded their schedule. They still got about 6 games to go, but really some tough ones. I believe they lost Tuesday night, but they had won 3 in a row before that. Talk to us a little bit about the Western Boone Stars.
Well, as you said, they did get a late start due to their winning their second state title back-to-back. And you're going to see tonight Cortez Stoudemire, who's plays point guard for them. He was a very good running back for them. Spencer Wright is their second best player probably, and he was our quarterback for the last 2 years, and I think he may have been voted the most improved or the most outstanding player in the 2A game. So you got 2 tremendous guards that are very good, and then they have a kid named Brent Wethington inside who's an outstanding defensive lineman, but he just plays really hard. And then they got a bunch of kids around him, and like you said, they are on a roll. They continue to play hard. And it takes probably, you play that deep into the football tournament, get your legs back, get your chemistry back going again. And to Coach Burkett's credit, he's done a great job of, taking those guys. They won the Sugar Creek Classic out there with Northmont, Crawfordsville, and Southmont. So, they're playing well right now. I think they feel like when sectional rolls around in their 2A section, they're going to be competitive. And, again, too, they play a tough schedule as well because, they're in the Sagamore, so they played Danville, they played Lebanon, Frankfort, Tri-West, those schools. So, I'm looking forward to a good battle tonight.
I think we've had 3 common opponents so far, and I believe they did beat North Montgomery. We lost the close one to North Montgomery. Well, good luck tonight, obviously, and we'll be looking for the things that you talked about, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Okay, awesome, great, thanks.
We'll be back in just a little bit.
Hello, basketball fans. We are back here at Speedway High School, Morris Pollard Gymnasium for tonight's contest between the Speedway Sparkplugs and the visitors, the Western Boone Stars. I'm Tom Smith, here once again with Ron Probst to bring you tonight's game. Starting lineups, first of all, for the Western Boone Stars. Number 3, Cortez Stoudemire. Their leading scorer, a 5'10 senior. Jonathan McAtee, number 4, a 6'1 junior. Caleb Freeman will be one forward at number 20, a 6'4 senior. Spencer Wright, a 6'1 senior, number 21. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Stars is Connor Hole, a 5'11 senior. They're coached by Josh Burkett, and the record is 8-8. For your Sparkplugs, we have the same lineup we've had the last several games for starters. Carson Harrison, number 22, a 5'11 junior, is one guard. Reese Walker, number 24, 5'8 sophomore, another starting guard. Drew Valentine, our leading scorer for the Sparkplugs, number 32, a 5'7 junior. Jevin Ruffin, a 6' senior, number 30, will be at one forward, and Zeke Perez, a 6' senior, number 34, will be at the other forward. Plugs are coached by Mr. Charles Bennett. Coach, talk a little bit about Western Boone here before the start of the game. They've won the state football 2A championship the last 2 years. Several of their players are on that. How does that carry over from state champion in one sport to another sport?
I think last couple of years since the success of their football team, they've kind of backloaded their basketball schedule. So they have more games left than what we have. But recently they've been playing very well. They had won 3 in a row until 2 nights ago. And you know from playing football and basketball, a lot of times it takes time for you to get your legs underneath you. And I think this is a team right now that's starting to get their legs underneath them. They got 6 seniors, and I think they're peaking at the right time.
We'll have a national anthem.
The restrooms are located on the second level of the gym behind the American flag and also on the first level.
Tom, I think I was, right before the national anthem was played, they have 3 players right now that are scoring about 80% of their points. Stoudemire is their leading scorer, as you mentioned, around 19. Spencer Wright averaging around 14, and Connor Hole averaging around 9 points. So my guess would be going into this game, it's going to be one of the keys, is for us to at least contain those 3 players. As far as coming from one sport to the other, you can learn an awful lot. These kids are winners. They've won a lot of football games, and I think this is carrying over to their basketball success as well.
Well, Connor Hole, all 3 of those kids that are their leading scorers were all footballers. It'll be interesting to see how that carries over to basketball. Spencer Wright, I know, is a quarterback, a good athlete. The other 2, and I watched them the last 2 years in the state finals, and they were very organized, very well coached. And it'll be interesting to see how that translates on the basketball floor. Their football coach is Justin Pelley, who's a Speedway High School graduate. Denny Pelley, who coached here for many, many years, kind of as a volunteer assistant that helps our football program. I talked to Coach Burkett before the game started. He comes from Lewis Cass. He was an assistant at Kokomo, a young, very nice young man. I think they're 8-8. I know they've got Westfield, Zionsville to go yet on their schedule. But of their top 8 players that we have a scouting report on of what we can expect them to do, 6 of those are seniors, as you mentioned. So they're a veteran basketball group, much more so than ours.
Makes a big difference.
And we will start 3 underclassmen, 2 juniors, a sophomore, and 2 seniors. So it should be an interesting basketball game. We said before, as long as the underdog, which has to be the Sparkplugs again tonight, as long as you can hang around, the longer you hang around, the better it becomes and the greater your chances of pulling out a victory.
I asked Coach Bennett before the game, I said, in the Lebanon game, I thought our kids showed a lot of grit, but as Coach Bennett says many times, basketball's a game of runs. And we talked a little bit about what did we take from that game to tonight, and that's one of the things that we've got to get a little bit better at. We were down 21-17, I believe, at half last week. And that happens a lot of times with an inexperienced team, but that's one of the goals going forward in the last 4 games of the year here is trying to cut down on those big runs.
We saw a run just in the JV game a minute ago. The Sparkplug JV team had a 4-point lead. The next 9 points went to Western Boone, and he ended up pulling out a 1-point victory. Jump ball handled by the Stars. Sparkplugs in their man-to-man defense. Field goal by Jonathan McAtee.
Number 4, Jonathan McAtee.
We had good help on that, but it was just a little bit late.
A little trapping on the part of the Stars. Starting out man-to-man defense. Bad pass on the part of the Sparkplugs. The turnover leads to the Western Star, and they turn it over as well with a double dribble. Once again, the Sparkplugs with junior Drew Valentine, sophomore Reese Walker, junior Carson Harrison, and senior Zeke Perez and Jevin Ruffin. Ruffin with the ball now. Carson Edwards now with the ball. Carson Edwards. Carson Harrison. I called him Carson Edwards during football season one time, Coach.
I remember.
Of course, being a Purdue guy, that's probably all right with you.
Yeah, it is.
Brings back some fond memories of the Boilermakers. Reese Walker on a nice drive. Misses the shot inside. Cortez Stoudemire down with the ball for the Stars. 3-pointer, and it's good. The Stars jump out to a 5-0 lead.
Stoudemire's averaging over the last 3 games 29 a game. Not a particularly good 3-point shooter. I probably should have said that before he took that shot, but he's hitting about 28% from 3-point line.
Carson Harrison with a 3-pointer that's good. The Plugs are on the board. A lot of sophomores and freshmen on the JV team at Western Boone that will fill up these varsity spots next year.
Good move. Good move.
Drew Valentine gets a layup. And we've got a tie game. 21, Spencer Wright, once again the quarterback on the football team the last 2 years that led them to the state tournament victories in both games. Carson Harrison with the drive. Plugs come up with the ball and still will have it as the ball goes off the fingertips of 22, Connor Hull. Ball comes into Drew Valentine, shortest player on the floor at 5'7", but one of the biggest hearts on the floor as well. And some more trapping here. Ball goes to Valentine in the corner, misses the three. And right on cue comes up with a nice pass to Jevin Ruffin.
Valentine with the assist.
And the Plug scores. Talk about a game of runs. 5-0 for the Stars and 7-0 for the Plugs.
We talk about
Speedway now in a zone defense.
We talk about chasing down rebounds, and that's exactly what Drew Valentine did on that last play.
Absolutely.
He wasn't positioned, but he chased it down and loose ball.
He was the shooter, following his own shot, which doesn't happen all the time either. Valentine now with the ball inbounds to Jevin Ruffin. Soft pressure, 2-2-1, part of the Stars. Ruffin drives, hands off to Zeke Perez. His shot is blocked. We've got a foul on the play. I believe on Connor Holt, 22. Yes, and that'll be his first, team's first. Speedway will have the ball out of bounds. Ball inbounded to Perez, Jevin Ruffin. Valentine on the three, no good. Spencer Wright on the drive, puts his own shot back up, tips it. And we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Jevin Ruffin. It is on Jevin Ruffin, his first, team's first. Spencer Wright will be at the line for two. Spencer Wright, as Ron mentioned, the second leading scorer. Averaging right around 14 a game. He's also their leading rebounder with 7 a game. He got 2 right there.
Yeah,
his own missed shot. Misses both free throws. Not much arch on either one of those, Coach.
Not a chance of going in. Not a very good chance anyway.
Carson Harrison with 3, and it's good. His second 3-pointer of the game, and the Plugs have 10 straight points and lead 10-5. Ball goes inside to Connor Hole for 2 points. 5'11" senior gets his first basket of the night. Breaks a string of 10 in a row by the Plugs. 2-3 zone now for Spencer Wright on the dribble. Left open for 3, and it's good.
Wright for 3.
We've got a tie game at 10. So 5 points in a row by the Stars, 10 points by the Plugs, and now 5 points in a row from Western Boone Stars, and we've tied up at 10. Reese Walker with the ball for the Plugs. Man-to-man defense. And we're going to have a foul on number 4, Jonathan McAtee. That'll be his first, the team's second.
On number 4, Jonathan McAtee. Reese Walker at the line for Speedway.
Walker misses his first free throw.
Substitutions.
I think Reese Walker may be the leading free throw shooter percentage-wise. Into the game for the Sparkplugs, number 40, Nate Metallic. And in for the Stars, number 24, Jake Jones. Had 4 free throws in the game, and nobody's hit one yet. 2-3 zone now by the Plugs. Turned over by Western Boone. Harrison with a shot. Rebound by Zeke Perez. I believe it'll be on Spencer Wright. And it is.
Foul on number 21, Spencer
That'll be
Wright.
Wright's first.
Perez shooting 2 for the Plugs.
Zeke Perez will go to the line. There we go. With the first free throw by either team.
Number 23, Brett.
1:28 left in this first quarter. Plugs now lead 11-10. Perez hits the second. Plugs lead by 2. Reese Walker hauls down the miss by Jonathan McAtee. Drew Valentine with a nice shot fake. Drive to the basket for 2. That's Valentine's 4th point. Cortez Stoudemire with the ball. Drives to the basket. Layup is good. That's the 5th point for Stoudemire. Nate Metallic on the drive. Off to Perez. Valentine. Perez inside for the shot, misses. Stoudemire now with the ball. 5 seconds to go in this first quarter. And he misses, and the first quarter, Speedway 14, Western Boone 12. First quarter streaks, Coach.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Stars started off 5-0. Plugs answered with 10, and Stars came back with 5. We saw a couple different defenses. We saw a zone. We saw a little bit of a soft press. Saw man-to-man. I thought our guys handled their changes pretty well. Looks to me like, at least through one quarter here, we're 2 pretty evenly matched teams. I think they probably have the lead on experience, as we talked about, but I don't see them hurting us in a lot of ways that some of the other teams this year have, namely inside. We should be able to hold our own, I think, at least inside as much as possible.
Well, they're 6'4", their tallest player, Caleb Freeman. Coach Burkett moved 3 or 4 different people in the lineup. Gave some starters a rest. Some of them had a foul, Spencer Wright being one of those. That looks like still will not start this quarter, but picked up a first foul. I don't think the Stars necessarily have a lot of depth, nor do we have a great deal of depth, but first quarter, Plugs come out on the long end of a 14-12 score. Nate Metallic will inbounds the start of the second quarter to Drew Valentine. Elvin Camacho now in the game for the Sparkplugs, making his first appearance. Senior, good 3-point shooter. Drew Valentine on the 3-point shot, no good. Rebound hauled in by Jake Jones. Cortez Stoudemire on the dribble, 3-point shot, it's good.
3.
That's his second 3. He's got 8 points as the leading scorer in the game. The Stars now with a 1-point lead. Reese Walker to Camacho. Ruffin, Metallic. Nice backdoor pass to Reese Walker,
Good play.
and he scores.
Good offense.
Basket counts. The foul is on Jonathan McAtee, his second.
Spencer Wright back in the game.
Walker with the
Basket
field
by
goal.
Reese Walker is good. He's at the line.
His
shooting
first
ball.
points of the night, and will be at the free throw line. And hits this time. I think he's in the high 70s percentage-wise, Coach, on free throws. Missed his first two, but cashed in on that one. The Plugs regain a 2-point lead. Stoudemire.
3-point basket by Cortez Stoudemire.
That's his 11th point, so he's got 11 of Western Boone's 18.
And that's not a surprise. He's been scoring. We know he's going to try to score. We need to do something to.
And you and I both
Contain
looked
him.
at the scouting report, and Coach Bennett very clearly put
Yeah.
his averaging 29 the last 4 games. Stoudemire now with the ball. Being guarded by Reese Walker. Spencer Wright with a 3-point shot.
Right for 3.
That's his 6th point on 2 3-pointers. Camacho with a 3-pointer that goes out of bounds. Correction, 15 of the Stars' 21 points have come on 3-pointers. 5 of them. Reese Walker with a rebound off the Jake Jones miss. Drew Valentine to the basket.
Good move.
Scores.
Valentine for 2.
Plugs trail by 2, 21-19. 5:15 remaining in this first half. Spencer Wright, Western Boone quarterback in football, with the ball, making directions of where people need to be out on the basketball floor. They throw it out of bounds. Coach Bennett yelling out fist, calling a set play. Camacho on the drive, and he scores. We're tied at 21. They called that a kick.
That was
Coach.
a
Back in the game.
quick whistle and
Caleb Freeman. And for Speedway,
That was a
42
slide on the
yards.
ground
that-
and hit it with your foot, not a kick.
I would take exception with that call.
We're usually pretty objective
Yeah, that
about
was
officiating at most times, but I don't know about that call. Jump ball, maybe yes. Good block out by the Plugs on that possession. Reese Walker on the dribble. Camacho, 3-point shot attempt again is good.
Alvin Camacho for 3.
The Plugs have 3 threes. Stars have 5 threes. But a pretty good shooting exhibition so far on both teams. Not selfish shots, getting good shots, and shooting a pretty good percentage.
It always looks better when the ball goes in the basket. But the last probably half dozen times that we've had the ball, this is classic 2020 Speedway basketball. We've got a lot of cuts, a lot of movement, got good shots. This is what we got to do without turning the ball over. We continue to do this. Coach Ben's got to be happy with the half-court offense.
Western Boone's defense is not as aggressive right now. Maybe that's the style of play.
Yeah.
We haven't seen them play this year. Maybe they rely on their athletic ability. And again, we've talked about 6 seniors that play a lot. That, we don't know what part of their play right now goes into the fact that they got to feel like they're the favorites.
Right.
In this day and age, you know that everybody can look online and see Sagarin ratings and what we're favored by.
Yep.
And that didn't happen back in the days you and I were coaching. And no matter what you try to tell kids, we know that doesn't always relay to being prepared mentally.
Case in point, I believe DePaul has won one Big East Conference game this year, and that was against Butler Bulldogs. At any level, difficult to convince players that this is going to be a good game.
Camacho hits his second 3. That's going to be a foul on Elvin Camacho. Did go to the game at Greenfield Central. Camacho had 6 threes in that game at Greenfield Central. Plugs lead 27-21. Camacho now with 8 points on the game. Camacho with the steal. Cross-court pass to Drew Valentine, and he hits a 3. I believe fouled on the play on top of that. Foul's on number 20, Caleb Freeman. So Valentine with the 3 and has a chance to make a 4-point play.
Right now, we're just outworking Western Boone right now at this point. We're playing harder. We're hitting shots, that's true, but we're doing it on both ends.
Valentine cashes in on the 4-point play, and the Plugs had a 10-point lead. Back to strings, Coach.
Yep.
I believe it was 21-17 at one time.
As it was.
As soon as I say that, Spencer Wright breaks the string with a 2-point field goal. He has 8 on the night. Carson Harrison for 3, no good. We're going to have a foul on Reese Walker. That will be his first. Stars will have the ball out of bounds. 31-23, 2:28 left in this first half. Zeke Perez comes in and gives Jevin Ruffin a rest. A thing that's impressive about Ruffin and Perez, both of them are seniors, both of them are very unselfish. Know what their roles are, and that doesn't always happen. Carson Harrison with the travel on the play. The turnover will give the ball back to the Stars. 31-23, 2:11 remaining in this second quarter. Stoudemire plugs in a 2-3 zone now. Connor Hole with the ball for the Stars, changing their offense now against the 2-3 zone. Spencer Wright. Connor Hole for 3, no good. Plugs come down with a rebound. Drew Valentine on the drive, a nice pass to Reese Walker. fakes and 2 players sail by, and Walker comes up with his 5th point of the quarter. Back to a 10-point lead for the Plugs.
That was a tough call.
It's Camacho's 2nd foul.
Camacho at the line, number 23,
Worthington will be at the line for 2 free throws. Also a football player, running back. Well built. Eases that free throw over the front rim for a make. Nate Metallic back in, replacing Camacho, has picked up his 2nd foul. Worthington misses that free throw. Rebound down by Zeke Perez. Drew Valentine with a pull-up 2-pointer misses. Down a hole for his 4th point. Nate Metallic with the jumper misses. Zeke Perez with a rebound. Around and out. And that completes the first half. The score, Speedway 33, Western Boone 26. We'll be right back with your scoring in the first half. Leading scorer in the game right now is Cortez Stoudemire of the Western Boone Stars. He's got 11 points on 3 threes and a 2-point field goal. Jonathan McAtee has 2 points. Spencer Wright has 8 points. Connor Hole 4. Brett Weatherington 1 point for their total of 26. Western Boone scored 12 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter. For the Sparkplugs, 6 different players have scored for the Sparkplugs. Elvin Camacho with 8 on 2 threes and a 2-point field goal. Carson Harrison has 6 points with 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. Reese Walker with 5 points, all 5 points coming in the second quarter. Jevin Ruffin has a field goal for 2. Drew Valentine, the leading scorer for the Sparkplugs, with 10, with 4 in the first quarter, 6 in the second quarter, and Zeke Perez had a field goal, or correction, 2 free throws in the first quarter for his 2 points. Sparkplugs scored 14 in the first quarter to lead by 2, scored 19 in the second quarter. Once again, lead 33-26 here at halftime. Coach, thoughts on the first half?
Well, we had a really good 16-5 run there right at the end of the second quarter. Thoughts so far, I would say, I really think we're playing harder than Western Boone is. I think our kids are kind of continuing the way they've been playing the last 5 or 6 games. You know what, this time of the year too, we're 2 weeks from the end of the season. There really are no surprises. There should be no surprises at this point. I was a little worried there for a while. Stoudemire got hot and started shooting the ball really well, but we kind of calmed him down a little bit. But if your team's going out there now and doing a lot of things they haven't done all year, that would be a surprise. So at this point, we know what we got to do. Basically, we got to stop, slow down 3 people, make them work as hard as they can, continue to play hard, and continue to move the basketball on offense. We can come out here with a win.
Well, as you said, we've done a good job of ball movement that's led us to open shots. Be interesting to see if Western Boone cranks up the intensity a little bit on defense this half. They relied heavily on the 3-point shots in the first half. As we said earlier, they had 5 3-pointers, so 15 of their 26 coming on 3-point plays they've made. For the Sparkplugs, they also have 5 threes, kind of a late 3 threes they got there late in the second quarter. 2 by Elvin Camacho, 1 by Drew Valentine. And I think the Plugs had at one point in time a 14-0 run. We said in the first half, I think we're trailing 21-17.
We're going to see here if, from what we learned against Lebanon, it's not always that easy, but this is where we struggled last week a little bit in the third quarter. So big first 3 or 4 minutes here.
And a good steal there by Drew Valentine, bouncing the ball off the foot of Western Boone after a near steal on the inbounds. So Plugs come up with the ball. Valentine on the drive, Jevin Ruffin all the way to the basket for the field goal.
Jevin Ruffin for 2.
That's his 4th point of the game. Nice drive by Jevin Ruffin. 2-3 zone for the Plugs.
Good steal.
Another turnover by the Plugs. Good job by Carson Harrison pulling up, setting up their offense. Good job by Reese Walker to realize there wasn't anything inside. He wasn't quite on balance. Brings it back out. Dangerous pass by Drew Valentine, stolen back by Reese Walker. Drew Valentine for 3.
Drew Valentine for 3.
That's his 13th point on the night.
That's not exactly how you draw up a possession, but boy, we hung with it.
No, we did. And got it knocked away and went and got it back. And a good possession that didn't necessarily a pretty possession, but a good one. Connor Hull with a wild shot inside, and we're going to have a foul. You know, as a coach, I always got aggravated when the plays are right in front of one official and a guy that doesn't have a great angle. Fouls on Zeke Perez.
I think we are always supportive of this. I know I am, but I had the exact same angle as that call was on, and there was like 3 people between, but not an easy job. I know that as well.
No, it isn't. Spencer Wright hits his first free throw after missing 2 in the first quarter. It's his 9th point. Spencer right now a double-digit score with his 10th point. The lead stays now, or the lead now at 10, 38-28 for the Plugs. Another nice move by Drew Valentine. His 5th point in the quarter, 15th point in the game. The kid 5'7" gets a lot out of that, doesn't he, Coach? Good defense by the Plugs. Drew Valentine all the way. Thought it was Drew Valentine. He said Carson Harrison.
Not sure. I think it was Carson Harrison, to be honest with you.
I just saw the 2. He's easily been 22, and I thought it was 32. Harrison now has 8 points. Plugs lead by 14. Connor Hull drives the basket, and he's fouled by Jevin Ruffin and scores a field goal.
Jevin got behind a little bit early on that drive, and he tried to catch up, and he just couldn't get there in time.
Connor Hull's going to go to the line. He has 6 points in the game on 3 two-point field goals. Chance to add a free throw. Plugs 14-point lead, now cut to 11 on the 3-point play by Connor Hull. Jevin Ruffin for 3.
Jevin Ruffin for 3.
His 5th point, and the Plugs now go back to a 14-point lead, 45-31. Stoudemire misses. Shot inside, misses. Jonathan McAtee with a putback and is fouled. Fouled by Jevin Ruffin, his third.
Basket's good at the line, shooting one.
Nate Metallic will replace Jevin Ruffin, who picks up his third foul. Jonathan McAtee with a chance for the three-pointer, and he completes it. Lead goes back to 11. Carson Harris on the drive, fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. A foul on Spencer Wright,
21, Spencer Wright.
his second.
Carson Harrison in the line, shooting 2 for Speedway.
Harrison hits the first free throw, his first on the night. Now has 9 points. Short on the second one. Stoudemire comes down with a rebound. We got a foul on Drew Valentine, his first. Fourth foul on the Sparkplugs this quarter. 1 foul on the Stars. McAtee to Spencer Wright for 3, and he hits it.
3-point basket by Spencer Wright.
5th point in the quarter, 13th point on the night. Plugs now lead by 9. Zeke Perez with a nice move, misses. Carson Harrison tries to come down with a rebound, and Spencer, correction, Connor Hole. Foul called on Carson Harrison. Hoping that might be a good block, but Connor Hole is going to go to the line.
Connor Hole at the line.
He just had a 3-point play a moment ago. Back to the line for a chance to get 2 more. Hits the first.
Fouls are getting to be a little bit concerned. That was our 5th team foul. We've only got 1 more to waste, so to speak, before they're in the bonus.
Connor hits a second free throw. We've got a 7-point game. What was a 14-point game a minute ago is now a 7-point game. Another turnover by the Plugs. Spencer Wright on the putback.
Tipping, number 21, Spencer Wright.
And a good timeout by Coach Bennett. 14-point lead just shrunk to 5. A little more intensity in the Western Boone Stars right now.
And we've let them off the hook a couple of times on our defensive end. We've got several 3-point plays the old-fashioned way. And you're right, they've kicked it in to the next gear a little bit. We've turned the ball over a couple of times as well.
That's one of the things we can't afford to do. We get a lead, we got to be patient and get the kind of shots we got the first half as best we can.
The boys will be back in action a week from tomorrow on the 21st. It's senior night for the boys.
So you're Coach Bennett. What are you talking about in the huddle? Took a full timeout.
They'll be hosting international.
I don't think it's so much our defense right now. They've gotten their baskets on fast breaks,
Transition
baskets. I'd be talking more about the half-court offense and just settle down.
And a reminder, scholarships for Speedway.
And at the same time, you've been through it too, but teams that are pretty good are going to make runs at you. You're going to expect, as they say, a punch in the gut at some point in the game. And how you respond to it basically is going to dictate whether or not you're going to have a chance to win a game.
Carson Harrison hits a three.
Carson Harrison for 3.
Looked like a set play off the inbounds play. Plugs come up with a turnover. Drew Valentine short. Speedway now back to a man-to-man defense. Most of the time tonight we've been in a 2-3 zone, changing it up after the inbounds play. Elvin Camacho in for the Sparkplugs. Stoudemire for 3, short. Rebound Connor Hold, no good. Plugs come up with the ball. Reese Walker on the drive. Foul on Brett Wethington. His first. Reese Walker is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. 2:33 remaining in this third quarter. Plugs lead by 8. And now 9. Walker's 6th point on the night. That's going to be another foul on
I think it was on Wethington, I'm not certain.
yes. I think he just gave the coach a warning. Foul is on Wethington.
Foul is on Speedway's number 20, Elvin Camacho.
I believe somebody needs to tell the Western Boone. Oh, I guess it wasn't. Well, I'm confused on that one. Very, very confused. I don't know what to call it.
I don't know how that can happen. He called it on 23.
Yes.
I believe that foul's going to be on Camacho. That's his third. It's going to be 1-on-1 for Wethington.
The line shooting for the Stars.
I think the other thing the Stars have been doing better at recently is they've been going the offensive boards a lot harder than they did the first half. Less settling for three-point shots and more shots inside the lane. Yeah, the foul situation is worrisome.
Wethington hits both free throws. His third point on the night.
Jake Jones.
Speedway's lead shrinks once again to 7. Speedway once again with offense around the perimeter.
A little bit crowded over there.
Drew Valentine on the jumper, no good.
Oh, wow.
Spencer Wright on an offensive foul. That's his third foul.
Player control foul on number 21, Spencer Wright. Substitution, number 12, Garrett Morton.
Into the game, Garrett Morton for the first time, a 5'4", 5'10", excuse me, sophomore. .50-43, 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. Coach, we just need to be patient here and end up with a good shot. It takes a minute, it takes a minute.
Good pass, good pass.
Good pass from Zeke Perez. Drew Valentine, that's his 7th point on the quarter. That gives him 17 for the game so far. Two-point field goal by Jake Jones. His first points on the night. .29 seconds to go this third quarter. 29.7. Plugs will have the ball inbounds. Jones on the foul. Valentine will have 2 free throws.
Jake Jones commits the foul. Drew Valentine stepping to the line to shoot 2 for the Plugs.
Valentine misses the first free throw. His second on the night. He's now 1 for 2. Hands the second one. An 8-point lead for the Plugs. Stoudemire banks in a three-pointer at the end of the quarter, and the Plugs lead by 5 after 3.
I was about to say it was a good quarter because we started with a 7-point lead and we had it up until the last second, but we did weather one storm, but we're probably gonna have to weather some more. I think if I'm Coach Bennett in the huddle right now, I think my main focus would be on the defensive end, especially on the boards. They seem to be getting to the basket a little bit easier than they did in the first half. Western Boone appears to be more aggressive offensively. And the fact that I thought that they had 18 fouls, but apparently they only have 17 fouls. So they're in the bonus. I'm almost positive earlier that it said we had 18 fouls, but I must have mistaken on that one.
Plugs were outscored 22-20 that quarter. But the bank 3 at the end of that quarter was the only points of the quarter for Stoudemire, but an important 3. Imagine Coach Bennett was not very happy that nobody was there to pick him up after the pick.
We're checking something here, Tom, on the sideline. I don't think it's possession. The possession arrow is correct because we had it at the tail end, I believe.
Next Thursday, the 20th, 6 p.m. Also, senior night is a week from tomorrow. The boys JV varsity
scorekeeper Steve Spears checking the book. I really don't know what they're looking at.
Cheerleading and the pep band.
And it may have been what you were talking about, the foul total.
I'm almost certain we had 18 fouls, but
also mark your calendar.
Could be wrong.
February 29th, the Booster Club will be hosting their annual.
And maybe that's something that the Western Boone bench was questioning as well.
Well, I have us for a total of 10 fouls, team fouls, for the whole game.
And we got to do a better job right now of containing them on their dribble.
Jonathan McAtee scores and cuts it to 3, 53-50.
Hit it, Jevin.
Jevin Ruffin misses on the three-pointer. Back to man-to-man defense for the Plugs, at least on this possession. That's 2 layups.
Yeah,
McAtee has had this quarter, and now we got a 1-point game.
They're getting to the basket way too easy. Good basket.
Jevin Ruffin on the drive.
The basket for the Plugs.
His 9th point on the night.
Really imperative here that we limit the number of shots that they get.
That's one of the few misses Stoudemire
we
has
got
had.
Number 3.
And I spoke too soon as he comes right back with another 3, and we've got a tie game.
If there is a key going forward, that might be it. The fact that we've got to do a better job on the defensive boards.
Jevin Ruffin on another nice drive. 4th point of the quarter, 11th point on the night.
Wow.
Don't imagine that's the shot Coach
I don't-
Burkett wanted.
I don't believe it would have been.
Carson Harrison went one way. Zeke Perez passed it where he thought he was going to be, but it's turnover for the Plugs. They've got a 2-point lead, 57-55, 5:20 left in the game.
It's another thing that Coach Bennett talked about before the game was, this would be true with every team, but especially with us, we have to come up with good possessions. We can't have empty possessions. And we haven't had very many tonight. I think we've taken care of the ball pretty good, I think.
Jevin Ruffin got his hands on it, tipped it to Zeke Perez. Plugs come down with the ball.
Big pass.
Valentine, a nice move for 2, and that's his first points of the 4th quarter. 20th point on the night. Plugs lead by 4. McAtee hits a 3, and that's his 7th point in the quarter, 12th point on the night. Western Boone calls a timeout, 59-58, 4:32 remaining in the game. Four more three-pointers this second half for Western Boone Stars. Plugs have 3 three-pointers this second half. Coach, you mentioned a minute ago, valued possessions, taking care of the basketball, ending up with good shots. So important for Speedway this last 4 minutes and 32 seconds. to girls varsity basketball coach Joe Smith before the game started tonight, and I should have mentioned this earlier. Maddie Barnes made the all-county team, and I don't know when the last time we've had a player that made the all-county team, but
considering all the talent in the county, that's quite an accomplishment.
Nate Metallic with a miss inside.
Got to get back.
To right with a nice pass, and the shot is missed.
Got a big break there. That would have given Webo their first lead in a long time.
Speedway turns it right back over. Spencer Wright on the drive, and he missed it, but we're going to have a foul on Reese Walker, I believe.
Also, Speedway's Reese Walker.
Spencer Wright's going to go to the line for 2. Wright is 2 for 4 from the free throw line on the night. Now 3 for 6, and we've got a tie game at 59.
We have a 4-minute basketball game.
Got a foul on Western Boone. Foul is on number 20, Caleb Freeman, his second. Into the Plugs lineup is Alvin Camacho and Zeke Perez, 2 seniors, taking the place of Nate Metallic and Jevin Ruffin. Coach Bennett yelling 5 open. Backdoor by Reese Walker. Puts it up and in.
I think that's what you call threading the needle.
I don't know how that pass got through there, like you say, but it did. The Plugs have a 2-point lead. Stoudemire on the drive. Stopped by Reese Walker. Spencer Wright for 3, and he hits it.
3-point basket, number 21, Spencer Wright.
4th point in the quarter, 19th point on the night.
First lead.
Western Boone now has a lead.
First lead since 5-3 early in the game.
Two minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Western Boone leads by 1. Carson Harrison out to Drew Valentine for 3. He hits it. And Coach Bennett calls a timeout. Valentine's 23rd point. The Plugs now lead by 2. 64-62. 2:26 left in the game. And as they say, we got a barn burner.
Yes, we do. It's a little bit warmer here than it is outside.
Yes.
I don't know what Coach Bennett was real emphatic about calling that timeout immediately, so apparently he's got something in mind that he wants to go over right now. And it might be just something as simple as, look, we've been in this position before, value the basketball, just reminders of some things.
Jonathan McAtee's got 7 points this quarter. Stoudemire has a 3, McAtee has a 3 and 2 twos. Spencer Wright with a 3 and 1 free throw. Got several players from both teams in double figures. 3 players from Western Boone, 3 players from Speedway.
This also ties the most. We scored 64 points against Evans on December 28th. That's the most points we've scored in a game this year. Let's hope that we eclipse that tonight with a W.
Western Boone will have the ball inbounds, bring it into McAtee. Guarded by 5'7" Drew Valentine.
Yeah, I can see now why Coach Bennett called the timeout. We are face guarding Stoudemire.
Stoudemire with a shot, misses. Drew Valentine comes down with a rebound.
Reese Walker with a nice defensive job there. All right.
Patience here, Coach, and end up with a good
Up
shot.
by 2, we don't need to do anything.
They've got fouls to give.
And they're not putting very much pressure on us. Probably shouldn't have said it. Nice
Backdoor pass. Nice. Valentine. That's his 7th point of the quarter. 25th point on the night. A great pass by Zeke Perez. Plugs lead by 4.
Devin Ruffin back in the game for Speedway.
Jevin Ruffin back in the game for the Sparkplugs, replacing Elvin Camacho. Thirty-second timeout taken by Speedway. 1:15 remaining, and I imagine Coach Bennett's going to talk about being real patient with the ball now. Now they've got 2 more fouls. Well, actually 1 more foul, and then the Plugs will be in the 1-on-1.
Yeah, we don't, and that's easy to say. You know, when they're down there playing, it's like, what's a good shot, what's not a good shot. But at this point in the game, about the only good shot is a layup or a free throw. I mean, we're almost to that point.
Brett Weatherington back into the game for Western Boone Stars.
And I'm sure there might have been a reminder about how many timeouts we have left, just in case.
Layup by Reese Walker. Well, we also talked about 3-point shots. And we're not, our coaching staff, not very happy with that. So I'm sure they talked about that. Cuts the lead to 3 with 53.7 seconds to go. Western Boone has 2 2-point field goals this quarter and 4 threes this quarter.
Spencer Wright shooting 39% from the 3-point line.
Well, he's got 5 threes tonight.
5 threes.
Cortez has 5 threes tonight. But I'm sure he talked about taking layups. That's what they got at that end, and turn around and get one screen. And Spencer Wright, you know, one of the things I've been impressed with, and we talked about this earlier with Western Boone, they don't seem to panic, and that's got to be from football stuff. Some of those people out there, and just be calm. We're going to take care of this, and here's what we're going to do.
I was thinking
that doesn't mean that's what you're going to do,
right?
But there seems to be a calmness about where they are, and not panic.
Completely agree with that.
Nor have the Plugs panicked either. To say I'm not implying they are, but both teams working hard down the stretch. Here again, if you're Western Boone, you know you can take a chance on a foul without a penalty occurring. Plugs call a timeout, struggling to get it inbounds.
I thought at the beginning we were going to get a football pass from Jevin to Drew Valentine. It looked like he wanted to do it, but probably on Drew's part, it was smart coming back. I'm not sure what the timeout situation is. We've got to be getting close to our limit, I would think.
Yes. We either have one timeout left or no timeouts
Yeah, I think
left.
you're right.
Because I know we took 2 in the first half, and we've taken 2 here
Yeah.
in this quarter. You know, and talking about that, you watch games on TV and 16-minute break, there's timeout, a 12-minute break, 8-minute, 4 minutes in college basketball, plus the timeouts that they have that, and they're playing 40 minutes versus 32, but more timeouts in a college game, a lot more timeouts in a college game than there is in a high school
Yep.
game.
Right now, we could throw the baseball pass.
Inbounds pass stolen by Spencer Wright. He takes it in, misses the layup, puts it back and in.
Right for 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
30-second timeout.
It's always easier to do things up here than it is down there. I think we got too many people running. I'd like to see us spread the floor out, maybe only have 1 or 2 people down here.
You know, and if we have no more timeouts, Devin had to get the ball inbounds
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was running out of time there. Plugs lead by 1, 68-67, 46 seconds left.
Which amounts to an eternity. I tell you, now we'll see here what we got drawn up. I think he got fouled. Yep.
They've got 1 to give,
Yep.
so now we're no movement.
Go long. Go long.
Now in the 1-on-1, Carson Harrison will go to the free throw line. Foul on Cortez Stoudemire.
Harrison at the line.
First. Harrison will be at the line for a 1-on-1.
Good.
Hits the first. And the second. 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. Good defensive job by Carson Harrison. Connor Hull. Connor Hull with his first three-pointer of the game.
Yeah, I was just about to say, so many teams in situations like they think they have to go for the three-pointer. And I was hoping I was going to say that and you were going to miss it, but obviously they didn't. But I was a little surprised they didn't take it to the basket and go for two, but hey, that was a bomb. Both teams in the single bonus. First time that's happened.
So 70 all. Connor Hull's three-pointer ties it up. 13.7 seconds remaining. Jevin Ruffin can run along the baseline. Ball comes into Drew Valentine.
That's exactly who I'd want to have the ball.
Valentine for three. Misses it, and we're going overtime.
I trust Drew Valentine in situations like that to make good decisions, and that's exactly who I would wanted to have the ball. Just happened to miss it.
We are tied at 70 all, be 4 minutes in the overtime. Speedway with 4 people in double figures. Western Boone now with 4 in double figures. And Speedway comes up with a tip. Failed to mention 2 important free throws by Carson Harrison.
Absolutely.
Not failed to mention them, but a big factor in getting a 3-point lead to begin with. Reese Walker on the drive, and he is fouled. Foul on Jonathan McAtee.
Reese Walker at the line for a three-point.
His 3rd foul. Reese Walker will be at the line for the Sparkplugs shooting 2. First one rolls in for his 11th point on the night. Reese, just a sophomore, done a nice job all year long for the Sparkplugs. Misses the second.
Nice play.
Spence right on the drive, misses it. Jevin Ruffin comes down with a rebound. Jevin Ruffin on the drive,
Good
misses it.
rebound.
Carson Harrison with a great rebound. Drew Valentine with a layup. Valentine's got 27.
Nice pass. Out.
Ruffin misses the layup. You got a foul on Speedway. Fouls on 34. Reese Walker. Correction. 34, Zeke Perez. Stoudemire now shooting his first free throw of the night. He makes it.
76% from the line on the year.
The lead goes back to 1. Bad pass from Carson Harrison. McAtee hits a three-pointer. The Plugs trail by 2.
Plenty of time.
Reese Walker on the drive and rolls it in.
Reese Walker for 2.
And he's got 3 points in the overtime period, 13 on the night, and we got a tie score again. Spencer Wright got out of a lot of trouble with double teams, got fouled on a layup. Fouls on Jevin Ruffin. And that's his 4th. Coach, I bet he hits this one. I said that because he's an athlete. I just thought in this situation he's going to, not to take anything away from his athleticism, because he is a good athlete. He's got 24 points on the night here. Quarterback that's led his team to 2 state championships. Drew Valentine brings the ball back out. Drives, misses,
and rebound.
Comes down with a rebound, and he gets fouled. And he'll go to the line. Foul was on Connor Hull. His second.
Drew Valentine at the line shooting bonus for the Plugs.
So he'll have the bonus here, 1-1. Misses the free throw, but it's going to be Speedway's ball out of bounds. Speedway will inbound it with Drew Valentine. We've got a foul on Wellington. That's going to send Zeke Perez to the line. This will be a 2-shot foul. Both teams in 2 shots and a double bonus now.
Jake Jones back in the game.
Zeke Perez hits the first free throw. Jake Jones back into the lineup for the Western Boone Stars. Perez hits 2 big free throws. 40 seconds left in the game. I think we're going to have a foul on Carson Harrison.
Carson Harrison with a foul.
Now Spencer Wright will go to the line for 2. I don't know what the official could be telling him. Wellington now back into the lineup for Jake Jones. Misses a second on an air ball and be the Plugs ball out of bounds. Won't be able to move. Connor Hull fouls Reese Walker. Walker will be in a double bonus as well.
Foul on Connor Hull. Reese Walker at the line shooting 2 for Speedway.
Walker hits his first of 2. 14th point on the night. Jake Jones back in for the Western Boone Stars.
Big basket.
Walker hits both free throws.
No foul here.
Connor Hull on a long three-pointer.
My goodness.
Connor Hull for 3.
He's got 2 threes, and they've come in the fourth quarter and in the overtime. Now it's back down to a 1-point game.
Full timeout taken.
On the season before tonight, he was 19 for 50 from three-point, 38%. But those were bombs that he's been hitting.
And I don't remember him shooting one before the fourth
I
quarter.
don't
He's 2 for 2. 79-78, 29 and a half seconds left. Well, for $5, the fans have got their money's worth tonight, haven't they?
$5. High school sports, not a better bargain out there than high school sports. They're not professionals, they're not getting paid, they're not getting scholarships. They play because they love it. Not perfect all the time, but it's exciting.
I'd say, and not talking about Western Boone tonight, Speedway's whole schedule, my guess would be the GPAs of the players on our team. We've matched most of the teams we play with.
Yep, I would agree.
Got a foul on Spencer
That was
Wright.
that was a foul. I think it was more of an accidental foul, but it was a
Foul
foul.
on Spencer Wright.
Drew Valentine's going to have 2 free throws. He's missed 2 earlier tonight.
Drew Valentine stepping to the line to shoot 2.
2 for 4 from the free throw line on the night. Hits the first.
Goes back in the game. Elvin Camacho back into the game.
28.4 seconds left. Hits the second. Stoudemire shot blocked. Western Boone comes down with the ball, 20.5 seconds to go. And they trail by 3, 81-68. So now let's go back into the huddle. You're Coach Bennett. You lead by 3.
Well, if you're talking about fouling intentionally, it would have to be under 6 seconds before I would do that. I'm not fouling now. I'm playing man-to-man.
One of the areas where we've got burned a couple times is people coming off picks. And the guy guarding the picker, the screener, has not picked up the guy coming off the pick, and they've had some 3-pointers that way.
If I were Western Boone, which I'm not, somehow I know Spencer Wright has been not very good from the line, but I'd give the ball to him. He seems to be doing a great job of taking the ball to the basket. 20 seconds to go, 2 points here. That's good. So many people think you got to have the 3-pointer. You don't. You take the best, first easiest shot.
In the overtime, Speedway's 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Stoudemire, a good shooter, will inbounds the ball. Sometimes you see that come right back, some type of screen for the guy taking the ball out of bounds.
Double screen. Western Boone bench was wanting a foul on that. I didn't see it.
Foul's on 22. Connor Hull.
Nice to be excited here, but this is not over. 13 seconds, even with a 5-point lead.
That's Connor Hull's 5th foul.
Carson Harrison is the line.
Carson Harrison will go to the line for the Sparkplugs. He has not shot a free throw.
To say the obvious, this would be a good one to get.
Gets the second free throw, a 4-point lead.
That's going to be it.
This is going to be a great win for the Sparkplugs tonight.
This is going to be a great one.
Spencer Wright with the foul.
Spencer Wright with a foul. That's his 5th
Drew
foul.
Valentine over the line. Marcus Stepp in the game.
Drew Valentine's going to go to the line for the Sparkplugs. Just notice the quietness. There is not one sound.
There wasn't.
In the gym. A 3-pointer by Jake Jones. But the Sparkplugs win 83-81. And we will be right back with the scoring and talk to Coach Charles Bennett. Once again, this is Tom Smith. I'm back here at Morris Pollard Gymnasium at Speedway High School, where the Plugs won in overtime tonight, an exciting win, 83-81, over the Western Boone Stars. Scoring for Western Boone, and I'll just give you their leading scorer. Their leading scorer was Spencer Wright. Second leading scorer, Cortez Stoudemire. They're the 2 leading scorers they've had all season, and they came through in a big way for the Stars tonight, even though they fell short by 2 points. For Sparkplugs, we had 4 people in double figures, led by Drew Valentine's 30 points. Carson Harrison had 15. Reese Walker had 15. Elvin Camacho had 8. Zeke Perez had 4. Jevin Ruffin had 11. Sparkplugs' key was in overtime. They were 9 for 13 from the free throw line, while the Stars were 2 for 6 from the free throw line in overtime. As we do each year, we try to get seniors up here to talk to them a little bit about their school schedule, their role on the team. Our guest up here tonight, Elvin Camacho, a senior. Let's start first of all, Elvin, with what do you see as your role? There are seniors on the team. What do you see yourself, the importance of you on this team?
My role on the team is basically behind the arc, shoot threes all around. This is my specialty for, make buckets and get the Sparkplugs the lead.
We talked about you tonight because you had 2 3-pointers in the first half, and I talked about the Greenfield Central game. I'm sure you remember that.
Yeah,
You had 6 3-pointers in that game. Let's talk a little bit about practice at this point in time in the year. It's probably not a time where everybody's excited about practice, but it's an important time because you got games coming up you can win.
Yes, sir.
The sectional, you never know. Everybody starts out in the sectional 0-0. The practice is getting shorter now as the season winds down, or are they pretty much the same length they were easier?
Well, we take advantage of every practice, everything we got, and we work very hard. Sometimes we get a little sloppy, but we get it back to the next day, and we keep working hard.
Let me ask you a question about school. We all talk about student athletes. Talk to me about, first of all, your schedule.
My schedule, my first period is a computer science class. It's basically for a high level by working stuff. My second period is, what is it? Wait.
Jump around to other classes you have. Just talk about some of the classes you have.
Yeah, I got my other classes is English 12. I got PE class on my weight training where I get my work done. I got my Algebra 2 class. And what can I say?
If I had to ask you what's your favorite class, if you said
Government.
Government?
And economy.
Mr. Todd?
Yes, sir.
And economics now. It was government first semester, economics second semester. What do you like about Mr. Todd?
He's a funny guy. He makes the class way funnier, interesting every day.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Last question. What do you see yourself doing 10 years from now?
A year from now? I get my mentality, my future, taking care of my family, getting out to work, getting money for my family, my dad, my mom, whoever they're not together anymore, but I still love them both.
What do you see work-wise, what you're going to be doing?
I'll be working any job. I can see any job.
Computers, or don't know what you're going to do yet, and that's okay if you don't. You haven't zeroed in on saying, this is what I want to do work-wise.
Yeah, my interest is maybe a barber or, especially like that.
Good. One last question. I said that was the last question. That was the next last question. Tell me about where you were born, when you came to the United States, if you weren't born here.
I live in Puerto Rico, in the capital. I played basketball since I was maybe 11 years old. In my 5th grade, I started. I play basketball since forever. This is my passion. I love basketball with all my heart, and I work hard. And my wish was to come to the United States and play high school basketball, and that's what I got. Mr. Bennett gave me an opportunity to play for the school.
So you're doing that?
Yes, sir.
Very cool. How old were you when you moved here? What grade were you in?
I went here for my sophomore year.
Sophomore year. I was talking to the superintendent. We've talked about this up here before. Over a third of the kids in this school, English was not their first language. So it's not like you're the only one in that situation. There's a lot of them, but I'm sure Mr. Probst would agree with me, Coach Bennett would agree with me. We're proud. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're doing what you're doing to help Speedway High School. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm stepping in. You go get changed. See you tomorrow.
That was Elvin Camacho, and a great job. And like I say, one of many kids in this school who English was not their first language, but he just, before you got up here, talked about how proud he was to play for the team. Said his role is to shoot threes when he can hit them. He hit 2 tonight. We talked about Greenfield Central when he hit 6 the night. That was a Greenfield Central. Talking about the game, let's turn to the game tonight. Looking at the scoring for your team, Drew Valentine had 30. Harrison and Walker had 15 apiece. Jevin Ruffin had 11. Their leading scorer, Spencer Wright, with 24 and 19. But the key, once you got to overtime, you were 9 for 13 from the free throw line, and they were 2 for 6 from the free throw line in overtime. So a great win for the Plugs.
Yeah, awesome win for our kids. I mean, I think it was Coach Clampett or Coach Clampett, I think, said, a lot of 3-win teams would have folded at some point when it got hard to go against, or we had a nice lead and all that, but our kids just battled. So I'm just extremely happy for our kids. I'm extremely happy for our seniors. We're winding down. Excuse me. winding down the season, and they've got that was their next to last home game, and so to come out and play like that, a team that again was kind of on the roll a little bit, not a bad basketball team. Man, that might have done it. So just happy with that.
Yeah. Well, looking again at the scoring, Drew had 30, but Jevin Ruffin did a great job. The 11 he hit a 3, but some drives to the basket. Harrison hit 2 big free throws to get you in regulation that gave you a 3-point lead. They tied it up with a 3-pointer at the end, but his 2 free throws were big. And just a contribution by everybody, a team win. And like you say, glad for the kids.
Yes. Man, I don't know I think I yelled too much.
Those wins choke you up, don't they?
Choke you up, yes. So, okay, yeah. So, short interview tonight, but just to point out, there is senior night on the 21st against International. It's going to be Spirit Night, Brown and Gold Night. We're going to wear Red Sox for Coach Morris Pollard. So, come out, enjoy the last game of the seniors and the last game for us this season at home.
We talked about it tonight. Your kids work so hard, and that's a credit to you and your coaching staff and to the kids. Elvin talked a little bit about it. He said, we practice really hard. We don't goof around in practice. We practice hard. And that's a positive thing for the coaching staff and for the kids as well.
Right.
So I'll let you go.
Okay.
I know you're coughing here.
Sorry.
But we will see you at our last home game, as Coach Bennett mentioned, against International. Come out and see the seniors for the last time. We appreciate you watching. Once again, from Morris Pollard Gymnasium, this is Tom Smith on behalf of Ron Probst, Charles Bennett. We thank the SCTV group for once again spending an evening here with us so we can bring the game to you. Have a good evening.